Ladies and gentlemen, update 92 Spring Glory is right around the corner, and I did a quick little skim of the patch notes here, and there seems to be some pretty interesting stuff. So today we're going to go over everything that's coming soon to Rise of Kingdoms. But first, what's going on, guys? Cheers. Now, as you guys know, I am a partnered creator with Rise of Kingdoms, which means they support a few videos on the channel every single month, just like this one. But the most important support comes from you guys dropping a thumbs up on the video and subscribing down below. Okay, so this update 92 should be coming on March 11th, so that is in less than a week at this point. The first thing they talk about is the spring event series. Okay, and every spring we get some sort of event. Here it looks like the warm wind whispers a balm for the soul as birds weave melodies wild and whole. That's very poetic. Blossoms cast shadows in the spirit of spring where will is okay, this is all flavor text. All right, come into the garden, collect trowels, replant the courtyard garden, and harvest spring delights. Barbarian incursions, Zenith of power, which we'll talk about later in the video, race against time, in search of wonders, fisherman's fortune is back. We have the melon market again. This was a very popular event which people really liked, where you could steal melons from other players or sell them at other players' shops, which was very cool. Feast al Fitir, sorry if I pronounce that wrong. The new moon approaches, gather ingredients and share a great feast. Okay, so some events will only appear in regions where kingdoms have existed for 21 days. Added cosmetic shop. Okay, get classic cosmetics and decorations from the all new cosmetic shop. The cosmetic shop will occasionally get new wares, so keep an eye out. Okay, so this I'm interested because is this going to be like a shop, like part of the boutique, or is it going to be part of like the actual store or something like that? Like, I'm curious how that's going to work. Is it going to be like its own building in your city? I doubt that would be weird to take up extra space for that, but who knows? However, if you were looking for certain cosmetics that have come around for specific different holiday events in the past, then it looks like this might be your way to do it. I wonder if they're going to rotate things out, or if there will just be like a set shop and then they'll just add to it over time. It's going to be interesting to see how that works. Lost Kingdom optimization, added the mid-season review Lost Kingdom event. The event replaces enemy elimination and will take place in the middle of each season of conquest. This is a big deal, and enemy elimination was like, I mean, obviously this comes around multiple times every KVK, but this says gain individual points and coalition points by occupying holy sites, killing enemy units, healing units, and performing other feats. You'll receive generous rewards according to your point ranking. So killing enemies is still part of this, right? So you're still going to want to eliminate the enemies, okay, but it looks like they're going to be trying to sort of reward you for doing other things in the Lost Kingdom on top of just killing your enemy, which I think is really good. And as always, this event will only take place in Lost Kingdoms that begin after the update. Optimized the season 3 and season of conquest Wheel of Fortune event. This looks like a big change, but maybe not. It says added spin tickets, which are required to spin the Wheel of Fortune. Obtain spin tickets by purchasing them with gems or purchasing bundles. Replaced construction speedups with healing speedups in the season of conquest Wheel of Fortune reward pool. So they are actually changing how the Wheel of Fortune works for the first time, I believe, ever in Rise of Kingdoms. Now, I know back in the day there's been a lot of little tweaks to the Wheel of Fortune. There used to be a Wheel of Fortune with universal sculptures on it. There used to be, you know, before that you could pick your commander, it used to be just a set commander of the Wheel of Fortune, but they've never actually changed how you spin the wheel. As far as I remember, it's always been a certain number of gems for a 1 spin or a 5 spin. So this change is, I mean, on the surface level it looks like nothing, right? Because right now you spin the wheel with gems, and the spin tickets you just get with gems, and so most likely the conversion rate is going to be the same as it's always been. That's my assumption. I doubt they're changing the cost of the wheel, because that would freak players out. But now there's a bundle you can purchase specifically for the Wheel of Fortune, which is interesting. However, my concern is, first of all, is there still going to be a free spin every day, right? And how do you do a 50% off spin if tickets are required? So is there going to be, maybe you can buy 3 tickets at 50% off, maybe, hopefully, right? I would really hate to see them remove that, because I know a lot of free to play players and low spenders really I mean, all players like to have a 50% off spin, right? But especially those lower spending players, it matters to them a lot. And the other thing that I wonder about this change is like, why, right? Like the Wheel of Fortune has been a very popular event for ever. It's been a popular event since the beginning of Rise of Kingdoms. And so my question is, why change it now if it's been successful and well loved? And what benefit does it provide the customer, consumer, player, right? Like for me, like other games, for example, AOEM had spin tickets, right? And historically that wasn't very popular. I feel like people didn't love that event, but it was more so because of the drop rate. I don't know, it just feels weird to add another currency. Like, oh, we're up to like 50 currencies in the game now, but now you have a currency to spin the wheel when you could, like, we just used the gems before. I don't know, this seems like maybe there's something I'm missing here. Maybe there's going to be ways, like they don't mention it here, but it'd be nice if there were ways that you can get them for free as well. But also, huge change, healing speed ups instead of construction speed ups is like, that's incredible, right? Because obviously building speed ups are completely useless in Season of Conquest, and also, well, that's pretty much it, they're useless. So to get something actually worth value here is huge. So that is a big W, like that's a big positive change. I love that. The spin tickets, we'll have to wait and see how they're implemented to see exactly how good this is for the player. It could just be literally nothing changes, except now you can just get tickets from a bundle, and in which case, you know, the spending players might like that. Who knows, right? Who knows? Adjusted the duration of each burr rating phase in King of All Britain, extended open phase from 8 hours to 12 hours, and shortened protected phase from 64 hours to 60 hours. Okay, unfortunately I've not gotten to play this KVK yet, so I don't know how this affects that, but you can let me know in the comment section below. Coalition territory colors will now be limited to your camp's territory colors. Thank God, bro. I cannot stand camps or alliances or coalitions that pick colors that are not in their camp. Dude, just keep it simple for everyone. My God, I'm so glad. This is such a good change. I'm very happy to see this. Thank God for this. Thank you, Lilith. Very good stuff here. Alliance leaders and titled officers can now transfer ownership of an occupied pass, fortress, or holy site to other alliances in their coalition. The receiving alliance must have active territory bordering the transferred building, obviously, and protected crusader fortresses and holy sites cannot be transferred. Okay, so obviously if they're protected you can't transfer them, but that's just a nice quality of life upgrade. Okay, just make sure that you don't have any rogue titled officers, of course, which you shouldn't already. But anyway, event optimization, realm of mystique improvements. When revived, troops will temporarily be immune to all damage in the realm of mystique. That's good. I think it's weird that you like revive in the place you died, because obviously if you died there, then there's something wrong with that. And also if there's like a spike trap or something like that and you just spawn on a spike trap, you know what I mean? So I'm glad to see that. That makes sense. Sorority crisis improvements made the battle info panel more readable. Okay, great. Custom Arc of Osiris match improvements. Alliance skills can now take effect in the custom matches. You can select which alliance skills will take effect for your team via the team management page. Add a new setting to increase the unit capacity for all troops on the battlefield. You can configure the specific bonus via the lobby settings page. Scene game for the specific list of available alliance skills and unit capacity options. Museum buffs will now take effect in balance mode. Cool. Event exclusive discount for daily special offers. So that's very vague. No idea what that means. Event exclusive discount for daily special offers. No idea what that could be, but that's great. I mean, obviously cheaper bundles is always, I mean, we love that, right? Number 5, other changes. We plan to launch a pioneer experience for the remastered map in all kingdoms. Once the update is launched, the remastered map will be enabled by default, but you can switch back to the classic map at any time. So first of all, finally, Jesus, we've spent months since they announced the remastered graphics. It is long overdue that the remastered map is available in all kingdoms. I still don't have it in my kingdom of 1568. So wow, this has been a long time coming. I suspect that the challenge was tweaking the graphics to make sure everyone kind of likes them, and then also making it so you can switch back and forth. I feel like the switching to classic map feature is nice, but I think the developers are going to be shocked at just how few people do that. I feel like most people are not going to care. They're just going to get the new graphics. They're going to like them, or they're going to be like, oh, it's just changed, whatever, and they're not going to care enough to go back and switch it. That's how I feel about this. Maybe they did this specifically for players with older devices to make sure that they still have good compatibility with the game. I don't know what the reason is that made them take so long with this, but I'm glad to see it. And for those, for like the 7 of you that like the older graphics more than great news. You can switch back to the classic map now, but man, has this been a long time coming. Very excited for this. All right, new commander stories for Saladin and Baibars, great. New narrative content for Ramadan, amazing. Optimized personal progress, adjusted troop power and total power requirements. Okay, cool. So I'm assuming that that's like this little, like this thingy right here. Of course, I'm on my farm account right now. Maybe they've just optimized that. Not really sure. Like, you know, they've changed what you need to get certain letter grades and stuff like that. Optimized commander strategies, added new commander pairings. Okay, so this is like the recommended, you know, strategies thing. Optimized bugle special effects and added the bugle visual effects option to settings. If disabled, bugle special effects will not be shown. So I can imagine most players are going to shut that off. Can't stand it, but you know, the fact that they're letting you turn that off is great. Added a feature to sync map and canyon equipment setup. Added a toggle for equipment setup sync. If disabled, your map equipment setup will not be automatically synced with Sunset Canyon, Lost Canyon, Canyon Clash, Sunset Canyon Tournament, and Home Gang. In addition, you will receive a confirmation prompt when you change your equipment setup. Okay, so that's good. So this is basically for, you know, in Sunset Canyon, a lot of times there's going to be commanders that you use in Sunset Canyon that you don't use in open field fighting. So for example, using a Trajan as a primary, like a lot of times people aren't really doing that in open field fighting anymore. So the fact that you'll be able to kind of have these out of sync, meaning in Canyon you could maybe put equipment on your Trajan, but out in open field fighting your equipment is not actually on your Trajan, it's on something else, right? So I really like this. I hope that they extend this to your armaments as well, obviously, but I guess it's not as big of a deal with armaments because a lot of times you're using different formations anyway. So it's not like, you know, if you're using the echelon formation on Trajan, it's not like you would have used that somewhere else anyway, right? So you know, this is great. This is a great change. I'm happy to see this. And then of course we have the tab here to fill out the survey link. Always click this, you guys. If you don't know, this is super important. Give the devs your feedback about the game and about the update. Always click this. This is the #1 way to tell the developers how you feel about these changes and this update, right? So if you like everything here, click this and tell them, give them that positive feedback. If there's something here you don't like, click it, let them know, but be very clear with what you don't like and be very respectful. Okay, if you click that link and you just curse and you're loud and annoying, they're just going to throw it out because that's like not helpful, right? So if you have constructive feedback for these changes, let them know. The biggest thing here for me is going to be the changes to the Wheel of Fortune, right? Because that's been an event that people have loved for 6+ years now. So to change it now is kind of crazy, and I hope that it's changed for the better. The construction speed up to healing speed up change is obviously objectively way better, right? So very happy about that. But let me know what you guys think about these changes in the comment section below. All in all, this is a little bit of a smaller update than previous updates we've seen in like the you know, holiday season at the end of 2024, but that's okay. Obviously not every update is going to be like a complete game changer, but still there's a lot to love about this update. So I'm excited to see this, and I'm excited to see the cosmetic shop and everything that this has to offer. Let me know what you guys think about this update in the comments section below. Now I mentioned earlier I would talk about the Zenith of Power skin. The Fearlessly 4th event city theme gives you 20% infantry attack, which is not the desired stat. However, it looks incredible. You have to admit that looks super cool. It looks like a jade bull with golden horns carrying like a castle on the top. It looks super cool. One of the coolest city skins lately. They have been absolutely killing it with their city skins, so I love how this looks. I will admit that I ran some testing numbers, and this city skin would actually be better than a 5% skill damage skin for players that are using, you know, like if you're running a Arthur Phillip and you're running a Liu Alex, and then the rest of your 3 armies are skill damage, you may see a tiny improvement with this over the 5% universal skill damage, and that's just because 20% attack is just insane for those infantry marches, right? So they're just going to hit way harder, and at the cost of everything else hitting a little bit worse. As a group it would be a little bit better, but really it's like a 1% improve. Like this is not much better than Twilight Falls. Again, I ran testing for my own account, like my personal gear and everything like that in the sim, and it came out to be about 1.2% better trades than the Twilight Falls. So for me, this is an improvement. Yes. Is it worth it? Probably not. Although I mean, I suspect that this skin will not be that like fought over, so it just depends on your personal like lineup. If all of your if all your armies are skill damage, obviously then this is not going to be a huge improvement for you. But if you're starting to stray away from skill damage anyway, then this could be worth it for you if you're an infantry player. And I do think that the skin will probably age slightly better than you think, especially if we continue to get more smite damage for infantry, right? Then it's just going to be, you're going to need that skill damage bonus from Twilight Falls less and less and less, and this will always remain relevant because attack is always going to influence your damage output, right? Your attack influences your normal damage, your counterattack damage, your skill damage, your smite damage, your combo damage, everything like that, right? Obviously we barely have combo damage for infantry, but the point is that this will always remain relevant for infantry, whereas Twilight Falls will not always be relevant for infantry unless they just keep releasing skill damage infantry. We have no idea, right? I will say though that like for infantry, typically infantry are the garrison meta, and so oftentimes what you want from the best garrisons in the game is tankiness, right? You want to be able to hold that flag in Kingsland, and infantry attack is not really going to help you do that. It's going to help you hit really hard, but it's not going to really help you hold those flags. This might be nice for an infantry rally player, which could hurt. I mean, this will devastate, right? But you know, if you already have like a 15% infantry health defense skin, if you already have like a 12% health or defense universal skin, it's not really worth it. I did run the numbers for my account, and this would actually be better than my 10% infantry health skin, but not from a tankiness perspective, obviously, just from a slightly trade perspective. So all in all, I love how it looks, and for some players this will be worth it, but for most players it will not be worth it. So I suspect lots of people who get this are going to be infantry rally mains and players who just love how the skin looks, and also players who just kind of capitalize on the fact that it most likely will not be that competitive based on it being infantry attack. So that's kind of my analysis of the infantry fearlessly fourth city skin. Absolutely love how it looks, by the way. I just can't state that enough. It looks incredible, and I love the direction they're taking with these city skins. I am excited for the next Zenith of Power, however, because this buff is just okay, not amazing, just okay. And that's my 2 cents. Anyway, guys, if you made it to the end of this video, drop a thumbs up on it. It really helps out the channel a ton. It helps get this video out into the YouTube algorithm so other Rise of Kingdoms players might see it. And while you're down there, consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the bell to be notified the next time I upload a Rise of Kingdoms video. Comment down below your thoughts on the Zenith of Power City skin and all of the changes coming with the Wheel of Fortune, the cosmetic shop, and the updates to Season of Conquest. Let me know in the comment section below how you feel about those things. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Omniarch. I will talk to you guys again soon. Peace.